Time for us to get to the most contentious slot in Irish media. It is Eoin Sheahan's power rankings. We've got no Dave McIntyre here to act as a buffer this week. He's out on a limb with opinions that nobody but a mother could love. It's Eoin Sheahan.
Thank you very much. I think it's time to roll out the red carpet. The stately music, which we can hear, kind of is becoming of the regal nature of these power rankings. Not my decision. I think the people asked that it got marked with such a theme. And it's going to be a big week. I saw Jake O'Donnell, who wrote our article last week, described my power rankings as piping hot. Hot as a chimney, you might say. Hot as a steam train, you might say. Can I get a steam train sound effect? Yeah, there we go. Eventually. I can kind of feel the earth moving beneath my feet. I can almost feel an earthquake coming on. I'm sure there's going to be an earthquake sound effect there. Let's kick this off. Here's at number 33 at the very bottom of the list, New York, as ever, right at the bottom. Just in front of them, then we've got London down one at 32. They were beaten by 10 points by Offaly last weekend in round one of the qualifiers. In 31, then we've also got Wexford, who are down one place. They got absolutely pulled apart by Derry on a 4-16 to 10-point scoreline at the weekend, so they're down to 31. Then we get into number 30, one of the biggest droppers of the week. Waterford down 5 after their destruction at the hands of Westmeath. We've got Wicklow at 29, down 3 because they were beaten by Leitrim. Leitrim, nowhere to be seen here yet. They may be one of the biggest risers, TBC. At 28, we got a non-mover in Sligo, yet to play after they were hammered by Galway in Connacht. Limerick, also a non-mover. They're yet to play after they were knocked out of Munster in pretty emphatic fashion by Cork a couple of weeks ago. We've got another dropper here in Carlow, down 2 places after Longford beat them by, 10 points in the end of the weekend. Carlow back to where they belong, some might say. Some will say they're pretty harshly treated to be 26. I say 26 is perfect. Louth down 4 to 25. They were beaten 2-16 to 111 at the weekend by Antrim of all people. Louth, the big shock for them.
Hang your heads in shame.
Hang your heads in shame, Louth, letting my power rankings down by getting beaten like that. Also,
what happens if Antrim beat Kildare this week? How far would you drop Kildare?
Substantially.
To beside Louth?
They might never ever see the light of day ever again. They might never appear on the power rankings. At 24, the biggest risers this week, Antrim at 24. 2-16 to 111, as I say, against Louth. An incredible scoreline, an incredible result at the weekend. I got it completely wrong with Antrim, and I'd like to apologise to all the people of Antrim. I'm extremely sorry. Everything else is completely correct, but I'll admit that Antrim I was wrong about. They're 24.
Apology accepted.
23, we've got Tipperary. They got knocked out of the championship. Non-mover.
Should you not move them down? I mean, come on.
Below Antrim?
Well, like, they're gone now. I mean, they've gone way earlier than we thought they would. They didn't perform up to their level. They should be punished for that.
Their level, I would have said, would have been higher than 23. So they're below their level of 23. It's punishment enough seeing them outside the top 20 for a team that held their own for a while in Division 2, obviously got relegated. But they'll drop further over the coming years. You can be, if you hate
coming years,
like you hate Tipperary so much, I get that.
I don't. I love the Tipperary footballers.
The bone of contention every single week has been Tipperary.
Are you a complete rookie?
Are you a complete rookie? Exactly. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Lance, for popping that in there. We can...
2 pricks on a list, finally. Makes sense. Go on.
We can just call this the Dunce Corner, and it's just you reacting to my list.
Come on.
22, we've got Leitrim up 7. Oh, a huge rise for Leitrim as well. They beat Wicklow at the weekend, kind of backing up their league form. Offaly then at 21, they beat London, as we've already established, by 10 points the weekend.
Who did Leitrim beat?
Wicklow.
So Leitrim are behind Offaly?
Yeah.
Offaly beat?
London.
And where's Wicklow to Offaly? Where's Wicklow to London?
Wicklow are 29, London are 32. Not that much of a difference.
Leitrim beat a better team than Offaly and are behind them.
That's one game. That's one game. Tell me how Leitrim got on against Roscommon, Ger.
Why were Offaly already in the qualifiers? Who beat them?
Offaly were already in the qualifiers because Meath narrowly beat them by 2 points. Leinster finalists Meath, who've crushed all before them since stumbling over the line against Offaly. Offaly at 21 up 1. Longford a non-mover at 20. They beat Carlow easily enough at the weekend. Kind of nowhere for them to go at the moment. Clare are down 2, which is unfortunate. They didn't play at the weekend, but it's because of a couple of risers.
Longford are ahead of Clare. They are.
Why?
Because they're a better team. They've been a coherent entity in the championship so far this season. They're better than Clare.
Why are you judging your entire worldview of Clare football based on one summer? And their summer isn't even over yet.
One summer.
This
is one summer. This is the whole thing. One game.
one summer. Like, why are you judging things just on what we've seen over?
The power rankings of where the teams are now.
Yeah, are you a complete rookie?
Where the teams are now.
Are you a complete rookie?
Thank you, Lance.
Are you a complete rookie?
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, Lance. I appreciate people actually stepping in and kind of telling you what's what at this point. Laois down 4, kind of part of movements up from other people, but also because they got hammered by Meath. And according to Tommy, who was in studio yesterday, he was at that game, said it was like a challenge game, and they still got beaten by 11 points by Laois, or by Meath, I should say. Derry are up 2. They were the team that hammered Wexford. They're up to 17. And then Down are also up 2. They're at 16 after they beat Tipperary at the weekend. A good result for them and a very tricky test for Mayo to go to them in Newry on Saturday week. Westmeath then are up 1. A result they expected to get against Waterford. Keeping them to 7 points though was encouraging. So Down was Clare, Down was Laois, Derry, Down, Westmeath are all rising. There will be another riser coming soon. Fermanagh also down 1 after getting knocked out of the championship. A little bit harsh, as I was saying yesterday. They lost to Donegal, they lost to Monaghan. They were 2 games they expected to lose. That was their championship. It is unfair. 14 is where they are at the moment. They could drop further. Kildare are down 1 as well. They're at 13. They got destroyed by Dublin at the weekend. Again, something we expected, so it's not something that's going to punish them too much. At 12 though, I think it's time to say this. Cork are the 12th best team in the country. Hammered Limerick in their only championship game to date. The Munster final will be a good one this year.
So they went up this week without doing anything?
Yeah, well, no, because Kildare got beaten by Dublin. Fermanagh got beaten and knocked out of the championship. And you also had Laois plummeting down the rankings. So, naturally, Cork are up to 12. This is your real bone of contention now, 11 and 10. Non-mover 11, Armagh. Non-mover 10, Meath. Will you accept that I was right?
No.
That Meath are better than Armagh?
No, let's wait and see them play. So you're saying Meath would beat Armagh in a game of football if they played?
Very narrowly, yeah.
Well, we'll see. And who's 9?
9 is Monaghan, down 1. At least I'm man enough to actually stand up and say, listen, I may have been wrong about having Monaghan in my top 8 over the last couple of weeks. Something that you personally gave me stick about.
Yeah,
but I went away.
In there.
I went away. I kind of read a few books, had a bit of a wander, kind of looked out beyond the horizon, and I was like, should Monaghan be in the top 8? And the answer was no, they shouldn't be. So they're down to 9. No, I don't want to say they stumbled against Fermanagh. They got a good win against Fermanagh at the weekend. They could rise again. We're not riding off this season for Monaghan just yet, but that Cavan defeat in Ulster plummeted them down the rankings. Let's move on to Roscommon, who are at number 8. They're down 1 place because Cavan have moved up. I kept my powder dry in Cavan for a while. You know I don't like to get carried away. You know that these perfect, bulletproof power rankings don't like to get carried away. They deal with facts and facts only. And I just wanted to wait and see them get the job done against Armagh before I said, tick, tick, tick. Congratulations, Cavan. You're the 7th best team in the country. So we can officially say that this morning. Congratulations to everybody in Cavan. I'm sure you'll be delighted and it'll be pinned to your dressing room wall as a matter of hope over the coming weeks. Galway then are down 1 to 6. Mayo are down 1 to 5. Tyrone are down 2 to 4. Kerry are 3 at a non-mover. And this is all because our new 2nd best team in the country and the best team that will not win Sam Maguire this year is Donegal. Beat Tyrone at the weekend in seriously impressive fashion. Many of us will have suspected that Donegal were the best team in Ulster. They proved it on Saturday. They should win the Ulster final. It will be a good game.
If Roscommon beat Galway, will you then put them ahead of the Mayo team that they've already beaten? Is the point of the power rankings not to say, if these two teams met today, this team would win? Yeah?
And at number 1, we've got Dublin.
Is it not? Is it not? Is it not? So
No.
Therefore, when Roscommon beat Mayo, they should be ahead of them.
Styles and all that sort of thing come into play when one team plays
You're
another.
just making shit up, basically.
I'm not making shit up.
Yeah.
I'm saying that
the power
it's...
rankings completely invented. The whole point of it is that one team would beat the team behind them.
Yeah.
And so when they do that, you automatically have to say, on the basis of the most recent evidence.
No. It's mostly based on, say, if they played each other 10 times in a week.
No, that's not a real thing.
It is.
It's not. It doesn't happen.
No,
that's not a real thing.
A real
They don't play 10 times. They play
a
once.
real thing is a team playing one another once, and a fake thing would be to say, just because that result happened over the course of 70 minutes, there might have been injuries. Oh, I don't know, like Mayo's best forward being injured.
And therefore...
And that result happened as a result of that. Or maybe, they missed a load of frees. Or maybe they missed the opportunity to knock the ball over the bar to equalise the game. Maybe they had tons of opportunities.
So therefore
that they
they're
didn't
behind
take.
them.
And actually, given the level that they played at, might actually be a better team than the other one.
Mayo had a home game against Roscommon and are 5 places ahead of them?
2. 3.
3 too many. They should be
Are
behind
you a
them.
complete rookie?
Yeah, are you? You must be, because you don't understand the method of the power ranking. You are a scoreboard journalist. All you're doing is obsessing over what happened in Castlebar a couple of weeks ago. The reality here is that Mayo are still a better team than Roscommon, and I'm open to change here. I could be open to change. This summer
You're
may
not.
prove.
You're not.
This summer may prove that Roscommon are better than Mayo. They've already gone one step to proving that, but they haven't gone the full way.
By a man's company, so shall you know
Here,
him, is all I'm going to say.
Perfect example is Roscommon Mayo 2017. What happened when they when they played in the first game in Croke Park? Roscommon should have beaten them. Mayo were lucky to get out. What happened the week after?
They whooped them.
Mayo absolutely tore them limb from limb.
Yeah.
One game does not a power ranking spot make.
Power rankings are bullshit. That's all I'll say.
They're flawless.
That's all I'll say.
If that's your definition of bullshit, then you need to get a severe reality check.
Anyway, you're keeping company with Lance Armstrong in advance of making your debut as a triathlete cyclist. I'm interested to see the improvement in your performance from the last time we went out for a cycle to this weekend. That's all I'm saying.
I am on the EPO.